Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thanks for the support. So like I said last time, I'm coming back with another one from my goodie box number 1, which is the Winter Woodland. This is the Forest Friends, so this was a luxury topper collection and it's beautifully matte-tastic. So we're going to have a little play with that, hopefully get maybe 3 cards done today, but we will see how it goes. So I'm going to start as always by bringing in a 6x12 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to make a bit of a stepper with this one. So I'm going to pop that up to the 1 1/4 line on here, so 1 1/4 inches, and then I'm going to move my blade down to 1 inch on here, and I'm going to cut all the way down to 7 inches, and then I'm going to turn that over and do exactly the same on the other side. So 1 to 7, and then we can pop that away for a moment, and we'll bring in our scoreboard. So I'm going to score at 1 inch and 2 inch, and it's easier for me to just take that in, make sure that's butted up. Got 1 inch there, and then same again with the 2 inch. So this is just on these outside panels, and then I'm going to have to feel for it. Want the 6 inch mark, we're doing the inside panel and there, and then I'm doing the 7 inch on the outside again. I'll just go all the way down that channel just so I know where I'm supposed to be. Make sure my paper's in the right spot, and then just score across. Okay, and then if I turn it over so the side is bright, and I should be able to then just maneuver those into position. I can give them all a good burnish down. So let me move that out of the way. So a card is going to stand like so, and what you'll find if I put it that way, so you've got a valley fold there, mountain fold there and there, but you should find that it should sort of go into place once you start making a few of the folds. The cardstock really usually does try and help you sort of go into how you want it to go. So I'm just giving those a really good burnish down, so we can pop that to the side for a second and bring the trimmer back in. So all the foiling on this kit is gold, so I'm going to have to go with the gold mirror card, and I'm pretty sure this is just over 3 inches, so yeah, 3.5, and I'm going to go just to the edge, so 3.5 by 5. So for my mirror mat, I want to be going 2 notches just under the 3.5, and 2 notches just under the 5, and then that one should fit into there quite nicely. Okay, so these pieces are 1 1/4, and I think they're by 5 as well. So I can go at just 2 notches above the 1. Let's see if I can get this other piece out of here. Maybe if I take that down a little bit, and just remember a notch is 1/16 of an inch, so 2 notches is 2/16 or 1/8, depending on what markings you've got on your trimmer. So I'm just popping that on to keep that straight, and got a nice little border there that I can use for another time. And then these need to be 2 notches under 5, and they are going to pop into there. And into there. Okay, and then I want a piece for this front, which is 1 inch by 6. So I might have a piece here. Let's just get rid of that one. So I'm going to be going just smaller than an inch, so 2 notches under the inch and 2 notches under the 6, and that should fit quite nicely along there. Okay, so let's bring in our cardstock, and I'm going to be using the deer on this one. So let's see, I think I'm probably going to try and get 2 pieces out of this brown. So they now need to be, so that was 1 inch and 2 notches, so they just need to be 1 inch by 5. So I don't think we will get 2 out of 1, so I need to be 4 notches under the 5 to fit onto that mat. Let's have a little look. That's nice, and I think that's going to be too short, so we'll keep that for another time. Luckily this is quite a nice chunky one. So again, 4 notches under that 5. And that will go on that other piece. I want, let's see, so it would need to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take a thin strip off there and see if I can get this as 3/4 of an inch, and I'm having to go to my marks there. Let's just take a little more of that brown away. And then to there. I think I'm just going to miss those little dots, but that's still going to be quite a nice decorative piece for that bottom one. And then that needs to be 4 notches under the 6. And that should fit quite nicely onto there. And it does. Okay, and then just check with the topper whether I need to put anything else on that, because I've got a feeling this topper might cover all of this piece up. So no, I do need something. Okay, so this was, I think, 3.5 by 5. Yeah, so let's turn it this way. So we're going to be 3.5 minus 4 notches, so it's going to be 3.25 by 4 3/4, and that should fit onto there quite nicely, and it does. And then we've got all of our pieces, so let's pop that out the way. Just going to pop those to the side in case we do need something later on any of our other cards. So let's pop our topper and our pieces. So as always, the glues I'm going to be using is the Kalau all-purpose glue, which I just refilled this morning. And actually I put the lid on a bit weird on that one. So the Kalau tacky glue. That's a bit, it's not going on straight, but hey ho, it will still work. So let's start with the border on the bottom first of all. So just have to be careful not to squeeze it quite so hard, because I really did fill that to the top. So I usually put my all-purpose glue in the middle, a little bit of tacky on the edges, just to get that stuck down quite quickly. The beautiful thing about that all-purpose glue is that you do get quite a long wiggle room time, but for me sometimes it is a little bit too long, so by putting that little bit of tacky glue in the corners, not only does it shorten that because it sticks really quickly, or a lot quicker anyway, gives you a little bit of time but not too much. So that's the benefit of that, and it means that I don't have to worry about this moving while I move on to the next pieces, which are going to be these pieces that go behind. Okay, so let's put these in. And I think the hardest thing about this card really is just getting those cuts and folds in the right place, and then it's, you know, just a case of doing these mats. So I'm just going to pop that in. I'm not even looking at the bottom because it doesn't matter whether it's in the right place at the bottom anyway, because nobody's going to see it, because when the card is open there's that step in the front, because this is a stepper card. And it will fit in a 6x6 envelope, so as usual, which is pretty standard for me at the moment, so 6x6 is my favourite size at the moment. It's not that I always do a 6x6, but lately I have been doing an awful lot of them. So just keeping on going through with these layers. And the dogs may bark a little bit today because it's bin day here, so you might hear the neighbour, or they will hear the neighbours taking their bins in as they come home. And there was a bit of a drama with the bin lorry today because it caught on fire at the end of the road apparently this morning. The road was sealed off until, well, late afternoon while they were sorting it out. They've not long emptied the bins up here. Usually they're done really early, but because of that lorry, when I took George for a walk sort of lunchtime, the binmen were standing around outside the lorry, so we weren't going to risk their lives getting back in it, I guess. But smoke was, even though the actual vehicle wasn't smoking as such, there's just that smell of smoke in the air, you know. But a bit of drama for a Friday. Just nearly there with our layers, and then we just have to decide whether we're using all of our frames with our beautiful deer, a Bambi deer, very pretty deer, not like the cross deer I had the other day. That one was a bit more grinchy. This one is very soft-eyed, very doe-like, very Bambi. There we go. So that's our card as it is at the moment. It stands really well. If I was going to put an insert in it, the last one I did, I just did a piece and just cut a bit out and popped it, just popped the glue up here, and then left this bit loose. So let's pop our little deer out, and then we'll see whether we're going to use all of our layers or whether we're just going to use a couple. This is quite a chunky gold frame actually, compared to some of the ones we've had on the kits recently. Okay, so I really don't want that to come above because I still want this to go in a 6x6 envelope. So that is going to go like that. Let's have a look. Do we want to go high? We want that lovely bit of cardstock coming through. I kind of think the cardstock coming through is going to be nice, and then we can do our layers on there. So yeah, the holly's the same on both ends. So. Okay, let's grab some foam pads. So got some Hunkydory, probably about 2mm there. And then I'm going to grab some Crafter's Companion. These are probably about a 4mm. Now I think I want my frame to be higher than my deer. So I think I'm going to do my frame. Let's pop you out of the way. And I'm just going to line this up pretty much where I want it to be. And then I'm going to be able to see quite easily where I need these foam pads to be. So hopefully, and these are small ones. I have got some strips, but I haven't put them in this box, so we'll use these smaller ones up. Just popping a few round, and probably I wouldn't need to put this many on. I do like to put a lot of pads on, always have. Well, actually no, that's a lie, because I used to use cloud glue gel quite a lot actually, but it is a bit cheaper to use foam pads. Get another on there. So I'm just trying to put them where they won't be seen on the other side, although to be fair, there's not a lot of space to look from behind when the card is opened. So now we just need to get these off, and these ones are a little bit sticky because they've been in the open so long. And, so it's just going to take me a minute or two just to get these off. Okay, I'm just going to fast forward to when I've got these pads off. Okay, so I've just taken all those backs off and just put a little bit of tacky glue on, just to give me a little bit of wiggle room time. So I'm just going to pop those down and about there, and then these ones should be a whole lot quicker affair to get those on. So just going to grab my scissors and pop these on. Again, it's up to you on what sort of depth you want to go with these. If you wanted to do it the other way round, have it sort of this bit the highest bit. Apologies, I did tell you they would be quite barky today. Okay, so let's just pop that in. If you want to be certain you're in the right place, then you can just pop that gold layer back in. I don't think I need to on this one. So let's have a little look at sentiments. I've got the thinking of you in the deer, got happy Christmas or wonderful winter birthday wishes. Let's have a look at this whitish one. I think that will stand up quite nicely on that background piece. Or we could bring it down here and then have a couple of gems there maybe. I think that might be the way to go. So what I'm going to need to do is just flip that over, I think. So no, I'm going to have to just guess where they need to be. So I'm just going to pop 2 on here, and these are the same height as that frame. Just take those backs off. Come on now, play the game. There we go. Little bit of glue, and pop a little bit of tacky glue over there so that wherever it hits this frame, it's going to stick and support it as well. There we go, nice and straight would be nice. Okay, and then I think I'm probably going to have to go with my favourite gold gems, just because really they are my favourite, which is why they're pretty much on everything I've been doing the last couple of weeks. So apologies, sorry not sorry, as they say. Oops, let me glue over. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason why I quite like these ones is because they're not feminine and they're not masculine. You know, they're not masculine. They could be either. So you can pretty much use them on any card at all. So we've got a larger one and a smaller one in the middle. So look there, bubble. Oh, the other news from today is it is Henry's birthday today. So he is 6. And I had bought him a really sort of nice green ball, which I have had in the kitchen for a little while, and I quite like it because it's one that he can break, so it doesn't last quite so very long. But I had ordered him another one for Christmas, which is one, he's got one, I bought him one from China, it's like an egg shape, and it's pink, and it's like one of his favourite. He's got 2 favourite balls at the moment. One's red ball, which came from Tesco's, and still squeaks, and the other one is this pink one, and he likes this pink one because it's egg shaped. It bounces erratically, you know, you might bounce it against, normally I throw it across the room onto the puffy and it hits the puffy and it could go any direction, so that's why he likes this ball. I'd bought him another one in yellow for Christmas and the postman decided to put it through the door, so he ended up having that one for his birthday because he'd heard it, because obviously it squeaked. So he's been nursing that all day. Right, okay, enough of Henry. So that's that one finished. So I think those are quite nice and straight. I'm quite happy with that. I don't think I want to do any glittering. The reason why I put just one gem there is just to make my 7. You know, I'm a bit weird about my odd numbers with gems. So I could have put one in here. I could have made it like a little tag or something like that. I could have put one up here, one up there. You know, loads of places you can put gems. But I just decided to put it down there just to make my numbers right and to even out really, because we've got this large sentiment there. Okay, so that's that one. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for the next 2 cards I'm probably just going to go with a little sort of tent fold card, sort of normal sort of 6x6 card. So again, I got my 6x12. This is the 300 GSM white cardstock. So let me just fold that in half, just give that a really good burnish down. And if you find like this that your card is still sort of tweaking up, once you've taken it out, give it another burnish down on a flat surface and it just gives it a crisper fold. Okay, so let me put those scissors out of the way because I will need those pretty soon. So again, I'm going to use the gold, and this one I'm just going to go with my normal 2 notches off a 6-inch. So this is the 6x6 mirror card. Comes in a pack like this, and they were on offer, I think 2 for something or other, which is what I got them during Black Friday, so I'm not sure if they're still on offer. Take that off there, it's just not quite. But I find if you make a lot of 6x6 cards, or if you're copying a lot of cards that I make, then you don't get the wastage. I mean, if you have the A4, you can get a 6x6 mat and a mat for a DL quite comfortably out of it. But if, you know, just for me, just not to have loads of pieces of gold piling up, it just made sense to get those. Okay, so this is the cardstock. We're going to be using this large topper here. So I'm just going to pop that in, and we're going to go with the next layer down for me, which is going to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I've got this beautiful snowy bit coming in. Just checking that fits nicely onto that. And then that all fits nicely onto my card, and it does. So we'll pop those bits to the side, and then I can pop that out. I'll decide on a sentiment once we've got our card together. Nice and easy bit of card assembly. I'm going to assemble it, like I say, like a tent fold, because it's just a little bit stronger when the card stands that way, I find. So all-purpose glue, nice smothering on the centre of my card, and I always just be careful not to go too near the edges of it, just because that all-purpose glue can take the shine off your mirror if it gets on there and then you try and wipe it away. And it's not great for a lot of finishes on cards. It can try and take the shines off. Okay, this piece is going to go on there. Just wondering whether I want to put a little bit of ribbon on. What colours have we got in here? We've got sort of red. We have got green. Could come in with some holly. This is a real sort of Christmassy green. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. I think I'm just going to grab myself a nice piece of ribbon. I don't think I'm going to do a bow though, but I do think it might come along there with this piece of ribbon, and then I'm going to use a peel off on there as well, just to add some gold back in. So I'm going to grab 2 pieces of red line tape, and then if I pop that over that dotty part, I'll try and work out where my sticky needs to go. So it needs to go there, I think. And difficult because it's got stuck to my hand. There. So I'm going to give this a little burnish down, off. And you can stick it on many different ways, ribbon. So I know the guys at Hunkydory just put some of this tape on the back. I tend to always like to make sure it's going to be on there for a very long time. Right, so let's see how much have I got on the other end. Let's make sure I've got, about equal, I think. So I'll pop that piece on there. I don't want it twisted up. Actually, that could do with going down just a little bit. Let's do that again. Right, so we want this white dots covered up. So let's go in like so. We'll bring it down nice and tight and around the back. So pop a little bit of tacky glue underneath that ribbon, which is going to stop it fraying and stop it moving. And then we can come in with our normal all-purpose glue. String there. Apologies. Tacky glue. Just going to spread that glue out because there's quite a big blob there. And grab a piece of tape. Just don't want that to sink into my card and then it randomly bubble up later on. Okay. So let's pop that on. Good press down. And then I've got some of those peel-offs I was using the other day. Probably want quite a narrow one. Okay, this one's got little teeth on it, but it'll be fine. And what that's going to do is just make it look like this cardstock is the foiled one. So just going to cut that off. If I get there, just there. And these little bits I do stick back on just in case they come in. Waste not, want not. It's not like they take a lot of room to store or anything, so pop those on. And now we've got our card looking like this, so just raise it at that little level. Now if you wanted to, you've got some spots on here, so you could come in, if you've got one of the Hunkydory acrylic paint pens, you could come in and splatter with that. You could come in with a golden splatter. You could come in with maybe a mica stain spray if you wanted to add a little bit of shine to that. This is a Crafter's Companion pen, but I know there's like the Posca ones, same sort of thing. So lots of ways you could elevate that even more. You could even just come in with a Quickie glue pen and just glitter those bits, or even there is such a thing as a pen that gives you the sort of watermark clear ink, and then you can then put your embossing powders on and then emboss over that. You know, there's all those options there. So let's have a look. Again, we've got 3 layers, a nice chunky frame, again with our little squirrel. George nearly caught a squirrel the other day. Hopefully it saw him in time. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's get a little, so we've got some chunkies. We have got some even chunkier ones, so I think if I've got a 1mm pad here, yeah I have, so I'm going to have to cut this down because I've got the big pads, because it's usually the decollage that I use these for. So let's just cut some sort of thin sort of layers, and they should curve around the shape quite well. Just do it just from these edges all the way around. And the benefit of having quite a chunky frame like this is it's easy to hide these pads behind, or easier to hide these pads behind. Say that, and then this one's a little chunkier. Didn't cut very cleanly, but it's there. It's stuck on these scissors. Let me just grab that for it. Sets. I think it should be enough. Let's put that nice and central, I think. Yeah, let's keep that nice there. It's just going to tell me where to go with this one. So again, I'm going to be using some tacky glue on the pads just for a bit of extra wiggle room time and sticky time. It's flowing out quite nicely because I refilled it. Didn't really need to put my hand in it, but there you go. Okay, so let's pop that in. We should be able to just slide that into place, and then I can take that one off. Now I think I'm going to go with the next size up for this frame. So again, just go around and pop these on. Can sort of just bend them into position. And if you wanted to, you could put some acetate on this and turn it into a nice little shaker card. We've got some like snow bits, shaker bits, glitter, that sort of thing. So again, lots of options to take this further. So they come off quite nice and easy. So again, with the glue. Oops. And you can see I'm not being really careful with it. It's just a case of putting it down in the right place roughly. And then that's going on. So you can see we've just got that gentle step. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see we've got that gentle step up. And then these ones, these beautiful pads, which I haven't got that many left now because I keep using them because I actually love them. I think they are a 5mm and they're like little bricks. They're beautiful. I love these ones. So next time I order, when I need a couple of sheets of pads to fill my order, take my order over that £35 for free post, free shipping. This is what I'm going to be popping in my basket. They are huge and they are very nice. Okay, so there we go. We've got our little pyramid with our super squirrel on the top. Actually, I've got to keep those there because we are going to need a sentiment. I think we could go with thank you so much or happy Christmas. Happy Christmas is probably going to fit in quite nicely. And if I pop that up there, I think that one's really the wrong colour and that one's quite dark as well. So if we come up here, take it over to the edge as much as we dare, or we could bring it onto the frame and keep that. I'm liking that idea now. Let's see, is it going to be enough just to pop this? Yes, it is. Okay, so because this is the highest pad, I just need to, and I'm sticking it on here, I just need to put a bit of a pad on there just so that I can bring this all up to the same level. Hopefully this should be around about the right place that needs to be. Yeah, we've got it. We'll put these away a minute, and again just taking the back off there, a little bit of tacky glue on there just so that it sticks. Oh, I forgot to do the pad. Sorry, sniffing. Just so it sticks to that topper, and that is there. And then again, I think it's going to have to be these gold ones. Pop glued on there. Let's have a little look what we want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is just do a couple of random ones rather than doing in the corner. You know, I like to do some in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to take some of these smaller ones. little tiny one, go with a little tiny one there, and that one there, so we've got 6 there. So we want so, and then we've got 5 on this side. Let's see. And it's just a question of just picking out what size you want. So I might have a really nice big one up there, and there. I'm happy with that. Put those in there, although we'll probably have them out again in a minute. Okay, so all that needs is an insert, and I probably would use one from an insert pad, unless I find I've got an insert spare somewhere else, which is likely because I usually get 2 out of each one. So that is card number 2. So I'm just going to get set up for the last one. Okay, so I've got another piece of the 6x12. So this is going to be another sort of normal 6x6 card. So just scoring down that 6-inch mark, giving that a good finish down. Just checking, yeah. And again, this is the 300 GSM cardstock. And we're going to come in again nice and quick with 2 notches off the 6 again, and that should fit onto there quite nicely, and it does. And then we've got this piece here, so we're going 5 3/4 and 5 3/4. Let's have a little look. Okay, put that out of the way. That piece there, and pop that down. I'm just going to bring in a piece of cardstock, and you remember I said we could go in with our white acrylic pen, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a shake. Just going to get the ink flowing. There we go, nicely. And I'm not covering the squirrel up on the bottom, because obviously generally this tends to give a very fine spray, but I want it to look like the snow's just coming over him. So just pop that down. And I am aiming more for that top edge, to be fair. But like I say, if it gets some on him, we're not going to moan. Okay, so that is that one. And then I'm just going to give that a couple of minutes just to dry. Okay, so I'll just be back when that's done. Okay, so that's all dry. I did just, you know, just for full disclosure, I did just use the heat tool, which is why my paper is warped a little bit. But what you'll find is sometimes if you're doing it that way, it warps one way, and then if you do the back, it warps a little bit back the other way. So it's not too bad now. You can always just, once it's all dry, stick it under a book for a little while, and you will, it will go back to a sort of flat state. So it's really good hunky-dory card, this. It can take it. So usual glues into those corners. Just give that a little press down, just because of that heat treatment. What I might do, just because I can see it's trying to raise a little bit there. Just going to put a bit of tacky glue there. And put a bit there as well, just because that will just grab that. Oh, we've got a bit there as well. Might as well do the whole lot. There we go. Okay. So that's our piece, and you can see you sort of get that gloss on top. So now this looks like this snow looks more in the foreground, and then it looks like you've got that snow in the background as well. So I don't know if you can really pick that up on camera, but that's sort of the effect you do get. So I am going to bring back these little peel-offs just along this piece here, just because I did like that look. So again, just picking that thinnest one, and I think I want it that way around, so I'm just going to go this little bit behind his tail. And if I turn it around that way, the piece, I don't think that's going to be quite long enough, so I'm just going to go back down there. And I have just got a little bit behind his tail poking through, so I'm just going to pop this bit on. Oops, I'm not. Yes, I am. Come on. You have to stay there. That's your new home. Just going to continue that round. Let's have a little look. Yep, happy with that. Okay, and now we can put the whole thing onto our card. And I did see, like, I watched a couple of videos lately where you know, sort of rub-ons are coming back. You know, they used to be a huge thing, especially in scrapbooking, I think, more than anything. And I'm sure I've got some rub-ons from that time, K&Co. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along there, just because that card might try and be naughty. Okay, so let's pop this on, in, and give that a good press down. It's lovely texture as well, you can feel that snow. It's quite cute. Okay, let's come to our little topper. So we've just got a little sort of little topper here. We could use the gold frame if we wanted to from before. We might have a look, see what that looks like. I think I kind of do like him without. Yes, I do. And then I think we're going to go with thank you so much, because we do need to send cards all year round for thanks. Maybe even like as a thank you for your Christmas presents, you know. So I'm not going to go super high on this one. I'm going to go with these Hunkydory, probably about 2mm maybe. So this one's going to be just a nice, easy to post. We know it's going to fit in an envelope nicely. Okay, so we'll get these backs off. I think this is the first video where I've made 3 cards in ages. I used to do it all the time at the beginning. I used to just like get 3 cards in an hour. And this one may be longer than an hour, to be fair. Oh, it's difficult to tell because I stop and start, you know, so. Okay, so we've got our little squirrel going up there. And then let's see, do we want that there? Do we want that down there? I don't know if I like the idea of covering them up. Let's put that there where I said I was going to. Okay, again, the same height, so I'm just going to keep those exactly the same. Some sticky come off on the end. And just get the back off here. and then it's just going to be some of those gold gems, I think. I could grab some white pearls. Let's have a look. I've got these ones here. These are quite, those are a little bit iridescent, so I don't know if I like those ones. Let's have a little look. Looking at my little box. Yeah, in here. So I got this little box from AliExpress. It's got all these little things on. So I was sorting out my gems, trying to get the loose ones sorted. It's good for small amounts like this. Let's pop that away. But not so good for my larger amounts like the gold ones. They need those little lock and lock boxes. Right, so let's pop those into there. Let's have a little look with these. And I think there might be more than one size in here, but we will just try and get some the same. So these, I think, let's put one in this corner and see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So let's put one over there. And I'm going to pop one down here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go with those three. If you wanted to, and if you've got different sizes, you could make that even more, have a few sort of as snowballs as such. I'm going to put that back in a second. So that one is finished. All I've got left of that kit now is this one and this one, and what I'm probably going to do is just do a little DL card, pop that up there, and a little winter wishes. If I'll do that after the video, and I'll put a picture on Pinterest, so if you want to see that one, you might have to pop over to Pinterest and have a little look. But that's it for today. Let me just bring all those cards in that we have made today. So we've got 3 today, so you sort of 2 normal cards, and okay, so it just cut out a little bit then, so I'm just at the end here we've made 3 nice cards. Next time when I come back, I'm just going to grab one of the Hunkydory Christmas kits. I don't know which one it will be yet. It'll be whichever one I come to first, and I'm going to do a couple of cards with that. I'm just going to work through some of the older, this year's Christmas kits that I've had. So I'm going to step away from the goodie box for now. I will come back to the books in them, I promise, before Christmas. But yeah, I'm just going to go and revisit some of those, especially since a lot of you guys have got them in the goodie boxes. I know I certainly got a couple in the goodie boxes, so I will have a little play with them. But that's it for today, so thank you for watching. It's probably going to be a bit of a long one, so apologies. Hopefully it's worth it, and next time we'll do some more Christmas crafting. But until then, thank you for watching. Happy crafting. Bye bye.